You've been very typically self-deprecating, but one thing I think we both know you were right about, and the world is starting to see it, is JD Vance as Trump's running mate. You saw it, you advocated for it, it was the right call, and it was obvious to anybody who knew JD Vance why it was the right call. And boy, has he proven himself on the campaign trail. I mean, have you been so impressed with him? I've been so, whatever the highest expectations we had were, he's exceeded them.
Well, it's been a thrill because I'm not friends with many politicians, basically zero. But JD Vance I am friends with for reasons having nothing to do with politics. I just really like JD Vance and his wife, and I think he's like a normal, really smart guy. And I think he understands that our foreign policy, it's complicated, and everyone makes compromises, et cetera. A lot of forces at work, blah blah blah. But ultimately, what we've done abroad over the past 20 years has not helped the United States or anybody else. And he just has said that obvious truth. And that resonated with me. It's really important. And I cannot overstate how much donors disliked JD Vance this summer in July when he was chosen. He was chosen the Monday of the Republican convention. And up until the wire, till that moment, Trump was getting calls from his biggest donors saying, don't do this. Lindsey Graham that morning was telling Trump that JD Vance was evil. And of course, the second Trump picks JD Vance, in defiance of his biggest donors and many of his allies, which was an act of bravery for which he should get credit, the second he picked JD Vance, there was Lindsey Graham on Twitter saying, oh, my old friend JD Vance, I'm thrilled that he got the nod. They're all so false. They're just such phonies. I would respect Lindsey so much more if he would say, JD Vance? The guy's horrible. Trump made a huge mistake. At least he'd be being honest. But they're all frauds. Anyway, but the point is to see JD, let the rest of the world know how impressive he is, the emotional control he has over himself, remarkable, big time. Laudable, in my opinion, big time. He's just really smart. He's really normal. He's not weird. That's just not true. It's the opposite of true. You know who is weird? Obviously, is Tim Walz. Like, I'm not going to go on about it, but that guy's weird. Like, let's be real. And anyway, I think JD Vance has been vindicated. And as someone who has sort of been flying the JD Vance flag for a while, I'm just thrilled. I never feel this way about politicians because I'm not a politician. I'm not friends with politicians. But in this one specific case, I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, Tim Walz has got, talk about not having control over one's emotions or one's body. Here's a little clip of him. Oh, boy.
Well, I was born in a small town.
He keeps bowing.
And I live in a small town.
I'm just going to say, I don't know any man who behaves like that.
Come on. Come on. I'm just trying to control myself because I don't want to be mean, and also I don't want to say things I can't prove. But let's be real. Let me just say, not connected necessarily to Tim Walz, I'm never going to take another lecture about gay rights from these people. Like, oh, you hate gays and you keep them all in the closet or whatever. Any party, stop with the lectures about that stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
If you're in general, if you're so for gay rights, and that would mean that any member of your party who's gay would feel free to say so in public and would not be pretending not to be gay. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I hate the falseness of it. And by the way, last thing I'll say is I don't want to be mean, and I really think that people's private lives can be private if they want them to be private. I don't think you should have to announce everything you're into in public. I believe in privacy. I really do. And I don't think we should bother people on the basis of their private lives. I mean that. So, but they just push so hard. They're the ones who get into other people's private lives, lecturing your kids about sex and stuff that should be private. You know what I mean? Putting
Absolutely
condoms
right,
on bananas.
yes.
It's not just stay away. Let me have a private life. You can have a private life. Let's stop talking about other people's sex lives, other people's sexual orientations. Let's just all agree to shut up about that. Okay?
That's right.
I would be happy with that arrangement.
We don't care, and we don't want you talking to our children about it either.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Right, so with so little time left to go in this whole thing, Tucker, everybody wants to know who's going to win, and none of us really knows who's going to win. We have to wait for the only poll that matters, which is on Election Day or the 10 weeks thereafter, thanks to all the mail-in voting changes that the Democrats have pushed through. But, and I know what you want to have happen, but what's your gut telling you right now?
My gut, I'm just too emotional about this stuff, and that's why I always get it wrong. I'll just refer to the publicly available and the private polling, which is pretty much out there. I mean, because, people are paying close attention. Trump's ahead. There are only 7 states, in the battleground states are 7 states, and Trump is ahead in 5 of them. And that's enough to win in the Electoral College. He's up in Pennsylvania. Now, again, we have 3 weeks from today to go. That could all change. I'm sure there'll be, a lot of change between now and then, and a lot of stuff that we don't expect will happen in 3 weeks. But as of today, Trump is ahead. And it's obvious in the behavior of the Harris campaign. She's talking about doing Joe Rogan. She's pretending that she's going to do Joe Rogan. If you think she's doing that voluntarily because she loves Joe Rogan, you know what I mean? I don't think so. She's not like a big
glass
MMA
in case
person.
Of emergency.
Exactly. So yeah, no, Trump is winning right now, and of course, I hope he does. And I happen to like Trump a lot personally, but even if I hated Trump, the machine can't win. The machine is anti-human. It's not about people, and that was obvious in the way they discarded Joe Biden, who they claimed to love. They treated him like an object, and they inserted Kamala Harris as if she were an object. They don't care about Kamala Harris either, by the way. I'm not attacking her. She's merely the face of the party, of an anti-human party, and that party can't win, or else all of us are in trouble, including Democrats, by the way. It's not good for anybody. So that machine has to lose, and as of today, that machine is losing.
4 years of crushing interest rates, runaway inflation, and reckless government spending, and who's paying the price? You are, my friend. You might have bills stacking up, debt collectors on your back, I've been there, and barely able to keep food on the table. Done with Debt can be a way out. They have developed new aggressive strategies designed to get you out of debt permanently without bankruptcy or loans. Done with Debt stands between you and your bill collectors. They can go head to head with these creditors, getting balances reduced, interest rates slashed, and penalties stopped. They create a plan to end your debt fast and put more cash in your pocket every month. And right now, Done with Debt is accepting new clients. But you need to act fast. Some credit relief programs expire. Before you even consider making another payment, consider a visit to donewithdebt.com or call 1-888-322-1054 right now. 1-888-322-1054. Speak with one of their debt relief strategists for free. Just go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.